Om Namo Narayanaya. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahana Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidwaram Om Satchidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadihetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. Harihi Om. Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Harihi Om. Suswagatam. We are studying Sadachara, a nice text. In that, verse number 39. Please repeat. Ajnanam chanyatha jnanam mayamitam vadanti te Ishvaram mayinam vidyat Mayatitam niranjanam. In the previous verse, that is 38, it is said, Manomatram idam sarvam tat mano jnanamatrakam Ajnanam Brahma Ityahuhu Vijnanam Paramam Padam. So the topic is, what is that wisdom? What is the topic? What is that wisdom? Wisdom is to know the self and to experience the self on our own as an experience of one's own true self. So that is called as a wisdom. And here, now it is said in the 39, Adhnyanam cha anyatha jnanam mayametam vadantite. So, te vadanti, who? So those who are great, knowledgeable people, those who have already understood the reality, those they declare, they say, etam adnyanam cha anyatha jnanam. So there are two aspects of Maya explained, and is, what can I say, is expressed in this verse. What are they? One is the Avarana Shakti and another is Vikshepa Shakti. What is the function of Avarana Shakti? It covers the truth. What is the function of Vikshepa Shakti? Projection of what? Projection of untruth as truth. That is the Vikshepa Shakti, the projection power. So this is Ajnanam here. The first is that which is Avarana Shakti, which covers the truth. And what is called as Anyatha Jnanam, that which is called as Vikshepa Shakti, that is called as projection power. That which is untruth, which is projected as truth. So, Mayam Ishwaram Vidyad. So, these are the two aspects of Maya. What is Ishvara? Ishvara Vidyat Mainam Mayatitam Niranjanam. So Ishvara is a controller of the Maya, and that self which is beyond this Maya is Niranjanam. So three levels are explained. First level is a level of total ignorance. What is total ignorance? Where the person is completely deluded and doesn't know about anything, these three important aspects of the world. What is called as that? Jiva, Jagata, Ishvara. This three aspect is totally unknown, and that person considers oneself as his body. So this is a total colossal ignorance. Then one who goes little beyond and understand by attaining a satsang, there is called as Jiva, there is called as Jagat, and there is called as Ishvara. So this point come into the understanding of this person. So this is a second. So whenever there is a Jiva Bhava, then there is a Ishvaratva. And when there is a Ishvaratva, there is a Maya which is creating this world. So these are the three aspects, the second level. So then this same person inquires through a right guidance into the truth. Then what happens? Then that person understands there is that self which is one without the second and which is beyond this Maya, this illusory power of Bhagavan. So these are the three levels explained. What is that self which is one without the second? So that we can understand as a Paramatma Tattva. What it is? Paramatma Tattva. So that Paramatma which is Nirguna Nirakar. How is the Paramatma? Nirguna Nirakar. That means at that level, which is called as a Paramarthic level, absolute reality, there is nothing other than the self. So there is nothing other than the self alone is. So what it is? Paramarthika Satta. It is called as Paramarthika Satta, absolute reality. But when this absolute reality takes the Maya as the power of creation, then comes Ishvara. So Ishvara is that conditioned self which has Maya with it. So Ishvara is then Saguna but Nirakara. Guna comes from Maya and it is still Nirakara. It has no Akara, it has no form. So this Ishvara is a controller of the whole verse. So in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna asked Bhagavan that how are you telling me that you are that who taught this knowledge to Surya Bhagavan, and you are here and Surya Bhagavan is from Yuga before. How is it so? Then Bhagavan explained there, Ajo pisan avyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakrutim swamavashtabhya svambhavatmatma mayaya. So, what is my Paramarthika Rupa here? Bhagavan is explaining Ajopi san avyaya atma. That is my absolute nature. Atma, how is that? Avyaya, and it is ajaha. Ajaha means unborn. Avyaya means partless. Atma Tattva Sat Chit Ananda Swarupa. That is the real absolute Swarupa of Bhagavan. Bhutanam Ishvaropi San. But when it comes into the world standpoint and the being standpoint, I am the controller of the whole universe. So Bhagavan is a Ishvara. Isha means controller. So this is a controller. How? Then by taking Maya with me, I create the whole universe. So this is Ishvara, which is again a conditioned self. Then this whole creation happened, and then the jivas are there, which are another conditioning they have, which is called as conditioning of ignorance. So the self conditioned with ignorance is called as Jiva Atma. So what is Jiva Atma? Self conditioned by ignorance is equal to Jiva Atma. Self conditioned by Maya is equal to Ishvara. What is the difference? In the first level, this Jiva Atma is totally limited, totally conditioned, and does not have any control at all. So the ignorance is completely covering this real state of its own, which is Satchitanand. It is completely covered. And therefore, it has this feeling of limitedness, weakness, and so on. But how is the Ishvara? Ishvara is a controller of Maya. So, Ishvara is not the slave of Maya, whereas a Jiva is a slave of Maya. So that is the difference. Ishvara controls the Maya and uses the Maya. Whereas the Jiva Atma, Maya controls, that is the ignorance, Maya in other form which is called as ignorance, that controls the Jiva Atma. So, this is beautifully explained here. So it is said that self which is completely beyond all these conditioning, that self is the absolute reality. How it is? Niranjanam. It is having no sort of patch, no taint, it is taintless. Then comes verse number 40, 40 and 41. Please repeat. Haji. Yeah, so the question is, the Atma, when it is conditioned by ignorance, then how it remains pure? So the answer is, we have to understand this conditioning is as though. This conditioning is as though. It is not happened. It appears as if it happened. So it appears as if it happened. Example, like, is the sky blue? No, it is not blue. So the sky is not painted blue. It hasn't, the color is not entered in it at all. It is as it is colorless, but it appears as if it is blue. Similarly, this Atma Tattva cannot become impure or conditioned. It appears to be conditioned, and that it is called as illusion. So that which appears, but that which does not actually a reality. Then another way, that is called as Mrugajala, that is mirage water. Is the mirage water there, and is the mirage water making the soil wet? No, it cannot. Why? Because it is not there. It is only an appearance. Similarly, the Atma Tattva, it is actually unconditioned. It cannot get conditioned by anything, but it appears to be conditioned. So what else? Example, a crystal which is completely transparent, but if the rose flower which is red in color comes close to it, then it appears that the crystal has become red. But it is not red at all. It is same, transparent, very clear, but it appears as red. Similarly, our mind. So it is said in 38, Manomatram idam sarvam. What is Manomatram idam sarvam? What is this idam sarvam? So idam is other than aham. Who aham? The self. And idam is that which is other than. Example, that in Tattvabodh it is said, what is called as Satyam? So Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. So what it is? Other than the Brahma, that is called as Atma Tattva, everything is mithya. So how to understand mithya? Mithya is not, it is not there. Like this example, like you cannot say it is not there. It is there. So then Vedanta says, though it is there, but it is mithya eva, because this does not have its own independent existence. What it does not have its independent existence means the form and the shape depends on the object which is made up of, the material which is made up of. If you remove the plastic from this object, can this paperweight be there? No. Therefore, it is understood that the substratum of this so-called as paperweight is plastic. Okay. Similarly, if the sat part is removed from any form, then there is no possibility of existence of anything. So, Atma is, that is called as Niranjanam. It is untainted, unconditional, but because of this spell of ignorance, it appears to be conditioned. Now, 4040. Sadanande chidakashe Maya meghastatina manaha Ahanta garjanam tatra Dhara sarohi yattamaha Mahamohandakaresmin Devo varshati leelaya Tasya vrishter viramaya Prabodhaika samiranaha. Together, Sadanande chidakashe Maya meghastatin manaha Mohandakaresmin Devo varshati leelaya. So, Adi Shankracharya Bhagavan telling us here that when there is a conditioning, then this conditioning is beautifully explained by taking a metaphor, a beautiful example, and then said how this conditioning can be removed. So, a beautiful verse now. It says, Chid Akashe. Chid is called as consciousness. Akasha is called as sky. So, Chidakasha is what? That which is called as this complete Chidakasha. Chidakasha, which is called as reflected consciousness actually. Okay. So, Chidakashe Sadanande. In this sky of consciousness, which is of the nature of existence and bliss. Sad Anande. Sat is existence, Ananda is bliss. What happens there? Then it says Maya Megha. Now this is example of a sky. Chidakashe. So this is in the sky. Megha is cloud. So the cloud is what here? Maya. Maya is considered here as cloud. Then it is said, Manaha Tatinaha. Because of the cloud, and they are getting completely dashed with each other, and therefore there is a lightening. Tatina means lightening, bijli, kadakna. So, this bijli kadakna, that is lightening, is that manaha. Then what is next? Then it is tatra ahanta garjanam. Ahanta is ego. Garjanam is thunder. So what is the thunder there in the cloud and lightning, and after that the big sound? That is called as ahankar. So our ahankar makes a lot of sound. Always the only person which makes a sound is the ahankara. Okay. So this thunder is called as ahankara. Then it is next is what? Then says dharasara yat tamaha. Then there is a pouring down. Water is coming down. And because of that, what it is? Everywhere it is dark. That is tamaha. That means tamas is spelled everywhere. So this is one part of this verse. Then this example. Another part is Mahamohandakaresmin. And because of this conditioning of everything, there is a Mahamoha Andhakara. Now what is called as Andhakara here? In this example, what is Andhakara? But how it is to understand? So it is to understand because of the clouds, because of the lightning, because of the thunder, and because of the pouring down, the sun is there, but it's not seen. And therefore, when we are crying, when we are yelling, that self is there, but I don't see that self. What I see? Oh, I am miserable. Hey, who is miserable? Ask this question. Who is unhappy? Who is happy? You are not happy. You are happiness. This is called as Mahamoha Andhakaraha. That every moment, in spite of any situation in your life, the self, which is your true entity, is Niranjanam. It is there, always. So that is Mohandakaraha. How we get carried away? इसने मुझे पैसा दिया, इसने मुझे पैसा नहीं दिया. We get so much carried away. How is it so? Because money becomes so big in our life, or any object becomes so big in our life, or the words become so big in our life that we get carried away. Oh, this person insulted me. How can that person insult me? Hare Rama. Who are you? You know. You don't know me. I am having such a big post. Who is this? This is called as Ahanta Garjanam. This is thunder. This is Ahankara. Govinda. Just imagine how we all get carried away. And therefore it says, Mahamoha Andhakara. Asmin Devo Varshati Leelaya. So with the compassion, seeing the condition of his own near and dear children, Bhagavan starts raining now. So what happens? Then slowly it gets drained, and then it sends the wind, and that wind clears all the clouds. When all clouds are dispersed, then who is there? The sun is shining brightly. Similarly, the satsang, the listening, the reflection, the nididhyasanam, they all steps required to clear all this moha and the kara. And that's how prabodhe eka samiranaha. It is only possible when the right notion of the self-knowledge, it is not the notion, it is a wisdom. So when the right wisdom comes to the person, then all the conditioning just go away. Like that of when the very strong wind comes, all the clouds gets dispersed and there is bright sun which shines then. Similarly, with an ignorant person, when the complete ignorance is dispelled away, and that's how that prabodha samay, that time which is called as a time of awakening, that time the self is realized. Om Namo Narayanaya.